Singapore girl, her home is 5 miles high, half the world and more. Caring for you, Singapore girl, you're a great way to fly.
February 1963.
Okay, everybody, please stand by.
Thousands waited outside the Victoria Memorial Hall.
Stand by VTR to roll tape for Conti 1.
They witnessed the start of a new era.
Tonight, Television Singapura begins transmission with a modest pilot service. It is a sort of running-in period for April, when Television Singapura will be formally inaugurated with a daily 4-hour transmission. And tonight might well mark the start of a social and cultural revolution in our lives.
Then the pictures were only in black and white, and transmission lasted just 1.5 hours. But for the people, it was a wonderful spectacle. The decision to bring in television was made only a year before. So as soon as the go-ahead was given, the then Radio Singapore scrambled to set up a TV station on Caldecott Hill. A garage was converted into a TV studio. As it was the first time Singaporeans were engaged in running a TV station, Australian, Japanese and British experts were brought in, and they began training the producers and engineers. Many of them came from Radio Singapore. Entirely new skills had to be learned and new departments set up. For the very first time, we needed film editors. They had to be enticed from cinema production houses like Shaw Brothers and Shell Film Productions. An art department was set up to help provide graphics in the 4 languages. Many of the artists who signed on came from advertising companies. And special makeup skills had to be learnt to help the stars look their best under the bright studio lights. A creative eye was needed to handle the cameras, and for the first time, people had to appear in front of the camera as newsreaders, compares and announcers.
Hello and welcome to our variety show, Pestarama, specially compiled for the opening of Television Singapura. Selamat kita bertemu lagi dalam rancangan istimewa Pestarama. 今天是我国电视台开幕的日子。Television Singapuraவின் திறப்பு விழாவை முன்னிட்டு Pestarama.
Television was such a novelty that TV importers had a field day.
The day the pilot broadcasting started, that evening, so many people rushed to buy the TV. With the family, with children, to see the TV and they want to buy the TV. We remember at that time, we want to even to close the shop, also not possible. All our stock for the first 200 sets was sold out within 2 weeks. We have to come in by air shipment to satisfy the customer.
Those who could afford sets suddenly had more visitors to their home. And after an early dinner, entire families could be found at the nearest community center watching TV.
呢處係公眾嘅地方喎，唔係你自己嘅揾㗎喎。咩警照飛刷吉照唔對啊？啊，呢樣實在是公正嘅點呢？叫中共淡薄公正嘅為聲。
TV had become a new and popular source of entertainment. Since all 4 languages had to be catered for, many programs had to be locally produced, making up 1/3 of program output.
Camera 1, can you please dolly in very slowly to the dead body, please, camera 1. Camera 2, long shot of the 3 people, please, 3-inch.
Television made stars of local singers and actors, and they became household names.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Chibaba, Chibaba, Angelawa, Kukla Goomba. Chibaba, Chibaba, Chihuahua, Angelawa, Kukla Goomba, Agumba. Chibaba, Chibaba, Chihuahua, we bambinos come to sing. We bambinos come to sing. Baba.
When TV started, by golly, you should see, it's just natural everywhere. They don't just hear you, they also see you see. So you get to know more and more people, and of course, more and more shows to appear here and there. So we were really very enthusiastic about it, very keen also, and obviously any artist would be very happy to be called upon regularly.
And for many of them, popularity on TV led to local recording contracts. But television was introduced with a more serious purpose in mind, as Mr. Rajaratnam, who was then Minister for Culture, recalls.
It came about the time when the pro-communists were mounting their agitation against merger, and just having reports, static pictures could not convey the atmosphere of violence. So we thought at that time the TV, which is a dynamic technique, could convey it, and it did.
On 28 August 1963, notices were served on 7 unions to show cause why their registration should not be withdrawn.
The result of communist-instigated strikes was brought forcefully home to TV viewers. And the heat of electioneering in 1963 could be felt in every living room.
Everybody in Singapore today already knows that within a couple of days, today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in another 2 days, the PAP will be gone from the Singapore state and will be gone forever, never to form the government of Singapore again.
You know, we faced the ultimate when we decided to fight the communists. And that is painful death, you know. If they ever win, they'll pull my fingernails one by one. We've got enough gumption in us. Having decided to take our lives in our own hands and fight for what we believe it is right, I say we'll fight to the end.
When we started TV, it was done, as far as I understood it then, to try and win over the hearts and minds of the people. The government was not only doing things for them, social services like education and medical services, health services, they had to be shown to be doing them.
was seen on the 21st of last month at the former Outram Road prison site.
Documentaries were made highlighting social and economic changes. And news bulletins would cover the latest happenings of the day.
If an event, local event, such as the opening of a factory, took place in the morning, the cameraman then will rush the film up to the processing lab. We would then get it back in late afternoon for us to be able to edit script in time for the news bulletin. I remember scripting some films while the news reader was reading it, and then rushing someone, handing it over to him.
将取代美元成为国际货币制度的基本定位。
Saudara Jack Yuntong telah juga mengumumkan kepada Dewan bahwa televisyen berwarna akan diadakan di Republik ini lewat tahun depan.
Mr. Tiong criticized RTS for putting out what he described as decadent music and
9 p.m.
Over the years, TV technology improved. Overseas news now arrives by satellite, and news of local events are ready in a matter of hours.
Good evening.
The station still keeps viewers up to date with social, political, and economic changes in its current affairs programs. Locally produced drama serials enthrall viewers with something for everyone. And TV still gives local stars a chance to perform before a national audience. 25 years ago today, television was a new phenomenon. Since that day, TV has not ceased to inform, educate, and entertain her viewers.